What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate it. It's not really that big of a deal for me, but my family likes it, so whatever. I take a ham, well, two hams usually, and I smoke them. I got a big barrel grill. I smoke them on it for a few hours. It's a ham that I get, that store that y'all be seeing me at all the time, Meyer, where I buy all my stuff. It's a Meyer brand ham, but it's like their premium brand. I think it's called Frederick's. So I bought this ham by mistake. I was looking for the honey one with the honey pack. I thought that's what I was getting. It was in gold foil. Took it home. It wasn't in the gold foil. It was in some brown sugar marinade. I'm like, whatever. I cooked it. It was amazing. I never went back to the other one ever since. I've been getting that one for, I want to say, the last year and a half. And there's no going back to the old one. But yeah, happy Easter to those of you who celebrate it. Now let's get to Ryan Coogler, man. And we about to give his wife her flowers because just like I point out examples of sisters that I think need to do better, I also must make sure that I point out sisters that are doing what we as men say that we want in a woman, we want in a wife, that being my rib, being a helpmate. We have to make sure that they don't go unsung. So his wife, Zinzi Evans, he married her, it was back in 2016, 2015, somewhere around there. But he made sure to mention her because, he's had all types of success. He's been a very successful director. He holds, I think, the record for highest grossing film by a black director. So he's really been doing this thing. I mean, he kind of trades on being a black director, but not really. I mean, he's a black director, but it seems like everyone else brings that up way more than he does. He just goes out there and does his thing. If you make a good movie, it's a good movie. I mean, if you're a black director, it really doesn't make all that much difference. There's a movie, The Color Purple, not that Oprah one that came out a few years ago, the OG one directed by Steven Spielberg. And he's a non-black man, obviously, and he did an amazing job directing that movie. Most black folks that I know of really enjoy that movie. And back then, people were doubtful that this man should be directing a movie like this. So if you're a good director, you should be able to take the subject matter and bring it to life. Now, I understand with culture, Denzel was talking about culture before and various different things, and only certain people can understand certain things because of culture, and he wasn't wrong about that. I'm just saying that there are circumstances where a man may not particularly be part of that culture, but he's brilliant enough at his craft to where it doesn't show. He can immerse himself in the subject material and make you believe. But Ryan Coogler was mentioning how back when he was broke, all right, his wife spent $300 to get him this this writing software. And I mean, look at him now. You go from then to now. His wife, when he was broke, struggling, trying to chase his dream, he had a woman that bought into it. She seen the potential in him, and she invested in him. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I think it's especially important to highlight women like that because right now it seems like sisters, it's not just sisters, but it seems really prevalent with sisters, don't want to invest in a man. They want the finished product. And then when the man goes and finds a non-black woman who's willing to invest in him, who sees his potential and willing to invest in him, years later, when he becomes successful, they're all like, oh, look what happened. He went and he got himself a white woman as soon as he became successful, or he went and got him a Latina as soon as he became successful. And that wasn't the case at all. It was that the black women he was trying to get with, they weren't interested in where he was at. If Ryan Coogler stepped to these sisters today, being the successful man that he is, they'd all want him. But back then, when he was struggling and trying to get stuff going, no. Now, I looked at the comments on this, and the comments are the type of coping that you would expect. You know, you got women saying, oh, you know, ladies, this is the exception, not the rule, you know, and you got another one said, another one was like, she's glad this worked out for them. So I was glad to see positive stuff like that. Another was like, you know, he was actively pursuing his dream and not sitting on the couch. That's why she invested in him. Listen, men that have aspirations, that's what they're doing. That's sitting on the couch. The guy that's sitting on the couch and the guy that wants to put a dent in the universe aren't the same guy. That guy that wants to put a dent in the universe is not sitting on the couch. He's not playing 2K. Y'all mistaken y'all baby daddy with the movers and shakers that's trying to get stuff done. So it was a whole lot of cope. Some of the stuff they were saying, I agree with. They weren't totally wrong. I do get that she invested in a man that, you know, he had a plan or whatever, but a man that doesn't have a plan, you can't invest in him. There's nothing to invest in. So that was kind of flawed logic. But again, I think him having the successful career that he's had, he's now got that new movie out, Sinners, that I told y'all I'm gonna probably go check that out. There's a lot of positive word of mouth around that. It's got Michael B. Jordan in it. Y'all know I like him. I talked about him earlier today about how I like him as an actor, and I don't want him to end up on some, Jaleel White and Alfonso Ribeiro stuff where the women of our community is like, you too nice, you too corny, all that, and so they go elsewhere. I mean, if they do go elsewhere, that's cool too. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying that if he does, this would be yet another young man. Well, he's in his 30s now, right? So not so young anymore, middle age. But just, another guy from our community that he was too nice for sisters, so he went somewhere else where he was celebrated. And then the moment that he did that, they're dragging him like, oh, that's what you wanted all along. You know how that goes. So there's no need for me to retread that. But Ryan Coogler's wife, I think it's awesome the way she invested in him. That $300 software, she had no idea in the moment what it would turn into. Or maybe she did. Maybe that's why she did it. Whatever he was saying to her about this, she believed him enough to be like, hey, look, I got you. Get that damn software. She seen potential in him. Rather, she saw that it would be what it is to this extent. She saw potential in him, and she was willing to get behind him and rock with him, ride that way with him. And I know this is a bit more positive than y'all would like, some of y'all out there, or maybe this is a breath of fresh air for you, but I do give, even though I can be very critical at times about different things, I do like to give people their flowers. I like to give people their flowers way more than I like to criticize. It's just, there's just so much stuff to be critical about right now. But I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.